I'm very nervous because I'm worried about my English. And yeah, I know few theory, a quarter life, so I don't know why he invited me for this crisis. Okay. So recently, artnet.com posted a list of 100 most significant artwork of the 21st century, including my work, R&B City. It's made me reflect on these quarter-life periods, on what has changing and what has remained important since the last century. The first time I participate in a contemporary art exhibition was in 2000, which means 25 years have passed. In fact, a quarter century, which aligns with the theme. In the past 25 years, so much has happened, technologically, politically, and socially. So my work has always been deeply connected to these shifts on my own life. So today I will go through a six-pack. So it's not three-pack, six-pack. So I think it's from the early work to some recent ongoing project to talk about how I'm facing different crises. Okay. Yeah. So whose utopia? Probably some of my curator feminists with my work know this piece. So 2001, China's manufacturing booming after WTO exception embraced globalization. So the production line as a metaphor for 21st century capitalism. So during the financial crisis from 2001 to 2008, China became the never-ending machine of the world's factory. So what we know as the make-in factory era. So my work, whose utopia, focus on workers' disconnection from their work, the reality of individual worker behind the magical of Make in China, and where will their dream find a place. So 2005, I spent 6 months at the Siemens sub-factory located in southern China, Foshan City. So it produced light bulbs for all over the world. So my job including documenting, recording, observing, and doing workshop with the factory worker, beginning my early work method of social practice, which continue to this day. So you can see the image, the peacock dancer, the name Lin Ailing. So she is a female worker. She impressed me greatly. She left her poor hometown at the age of 16 to work in this factory. During my project, she discovered there was another world outside her factory. She said I had been encouraging her to leave the factory to go to college. Actually, I forgot it, she told me later. And the image here, she participated in my Shanghai solo exhibition in Pudong Museum. She gave a speech. And she really did it. Now she has created her own English education business in Guangdong, Zhuhai City. And he opened like 7 English education school. So 2000 China was racing, embarrassing globalization, and the world was technological optimism, kind of like today. So I reject my avatar, called China Tracy, in Second Line platform at the end of 2006. So when we talk about avatar, but 20 years ago, I redressed my first avatar in this virtual reality. So I spent 6 months traveling the entire virtual world with this digital identity before I feeling to need to build a new territory, R&B City. So RMB is China's currency, which also means remember. So from 2007 to 2011, RMB City was built and run for 4 years. So the cyber Chinatown includes urban symbolic of Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Macau, etc. It reflects of optimism around the Olympic in China and the consumerist fancy before the 2008 economic crisis. So this UCCA exhibition showing the whole RMB City project. So probably we can take a look RMB City planning video created in 2007, but actually we built the whole city in second line platform. The music louder a little bit. So don't look at the quality of 2007. It's like a very pixel. Also, I want to thank you, Mr. Wulisik support this project is very thankful for his supporting, because from the beginning we don't have funding to build a virtual city in second line. So I think he's give a big support, because he don't know his support what will be realized in the future, because it's like it's kind of the project is also provide an early experience of technological and emotional virtual capitalism of 2022 metaverse eras, right? So it's like early sign of digital freedom. It's really the RMB City is like a pre-metaverse era. So let's talk about zombie. So after economic crisis 2008, I started watching the Walking Dead, an American series that airs on AMC. So it has been said that the world produce vampire movie when the economic is good, and make disaster movie, zombie movie when the economic is going down, because it affects our anxiety about the crisis. So this world is set in a big city, Beijing, in a middle-class neighborhood under the haze and fog, surrounded by zombie. But the living people more like zombie than the zombie themselves. Indifference to everything lifeless. Another word, Latang, use a miniature model and stop motion animation, present a apocalyptic world where people are used to disaster. Disaster became everyday life, and survival after the end of the world became the theme.
Tu n'as rien vu à la town. Rien.
J'ai tout vu. Tout. Ainsi, l'usine, je l'ai vue. J'en suis sûre. L'usine existe à la town. Comment aurais-je pu éviter de la voir?
Tu n'as pas vu l'usine à la town. Tu n'as rien vu à la town.
Je n'ai rien inventé.
Tu as tout inventé.
Rien.
Je ne peux pas imaginer la town.
La town, un enfant peut en faire le tour.
So during the COVID-19 pandemic, people revisit these words, both words, seeing them as a prediction of our struggle story about surviving uncertain times. So, yeah. Yeah, the recent project Asia One. Asia One is an industry and love story that explores how technology behind its friendly surface bring in strict control. So this filmed in 2017, when online shopping was booming in China. The film reflects a time when platforms like JD.com and Taobao had their biggest sales, like Amazon Black Friday. So set in near future 2022, the story imagines a fully automatic mega factory with only 2 workers and a robot. It's about their emotion, loneliness, and the changing role of human labor in a world run by machines. So I access to the JD.com warehouse is fully automatic, and I use the real factory as a scene to film this story. The whole film is 60 minutes, so just a sharp trailer here. Okay. So another project, this film called Nova. Nova is a retro sci-fi movie with social industry artistic. It started in 2015 when I found an old cinema called Hongxia Cinema. It's belonged National Factory, who developed the first computer of China from the 1950s. This abandoned cinema used to be a benefit for social worker for this factory. Now became an industrial in like a waste warehouse. Nobody care, but it's a way for me to explore China early pushing of technology. So the film takes place in a Soviet influenced electronic factory where everything, technology, artistic, and system came from Stalin era socialism. Because China and Soviet Russia have a long relationship during after the New China 1949. So a part of my Hongxia project, which including research, publication, virtual reality, and exhibition. So the film Nova makes history with fiction. The story follows a scientist's father who sacrificed his son for a technology breakthrough. But the experimental fails. He leaving his son trapped in the digital limbo for 40 years. So the film was shooting in the Hongxia Cinema in 2018, before it finally demolished in 2023. So you can see the old image is St. Petersburg. It have the same Hongxia factory. They produce traditional foam in the end of 20th century. So they also after New China, so they support the similar called Hongxia factory in Beijing. So I use this site to refilm and have a sci-fi story. So actually, this boy is my son. Now he is 16 years old. Yeah. So in the film, the scientist put his son in the game in the computer, but my son in reality also really like playing game also. And he said his room is like you talk about like Instagram looking room. Yeah. 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 So, sorry. Yeah. So this film also is like a film long. It's like a act film long. Yeah. So I also reference a lot of like a early computer science reference and rebuild the early Chinese technology history. So we take a look of the trailer.
这是我们人类最终极的那个追求。
I saw some critical talk about this film because in the film setting the time for Limbo is 40 years. So the people say probably I want to talk about like 1980 after New China. It's like a China welcome the China open policy. So it's like a time limit time traveling to the future from the past. So I don't have time, but maybe I'm the last one. Yeah, I can have. Sorry. Yeah. So the recent ongoing project, you see, 2023 to 2026. So I focus on smart agriculture. So this project started in the spring of 2023. I became aware of the farms in China use smart technology. They employ various automatic tools, including drums, vehicle, and sensor that monitor the water level and fertilizer use. So I became very interested in this because China is a vast agricultural country with a huge population. So in the past, many people worked in the land, but now fewer are staying in village as most are moving to a big city. So this is the major issue in China today. But it's not unique to China because many large countries like those in South American and the parts of African, Southeast Asia, so they all are experiencing similar challenges. So agriculture is fundamental concern for humanity, and I see this as a crucial topic of our century. So who will be working in the agriculture in the future? So the project focused on a company called XAGs. Like many of my work, I really have like a real subject, real theme, like a real factory. I film the factory. I going to the Siemens factory. I going to this technology, agriculture factory. So documenting and also fictioning based on this fact. So the tech agriculture company actually in Guangzhou, in my city, I born. So Guangzhou, so they are company produce export from China to all over the world. For this 3 years project, I have been documenting their experimental field in southern and northwestern China, following the farmer circle from planting to harvest. I focus on how automation to changing the agriculture, how modern farmers, actually many of them as young people, work in this condition, and also the uneven regulation around new technology in developing countries. So this project showing a new way of tech optimism. China has moved from low-end manufacturing to high-tech industry powered by AI, but this is sharp for contracts to the factory label of my early work, Whose Utopia, in 2006. So showing the shift to automation, smart and precision AI system. So as country of 1.5 billion people, China facing a big challenge in food security and the sustainability, population aging, and low fertility problem that will shape the future of technology and the farming. So this is not the final video, but it's ongoing process what I document. So the final project probably will be showing in Italy next year. So will be mixed fiction in this piece. thank you. Okay, yes, but more important, we must ask why these crises are happening. 25 years ago, we were optimists about the future, and the arts as a whole used to be able to bring people together. So today we feel more lost than even before. We are lost in the facing of technology changing and the device dynamic of the present. It's vital that if we are going to understand the focus, the force behind these crises, it is also important to be alert and reflective and know if we don't address this, we are just reacting and not really engaging in this changing. So thank you.